for me. Run through the land, you run through my soul. Bring me wisdom and peace. Run through all ages and all of life's stages. You bring me around to find my release.
Hi, this is Jan Lewis. Welcome to be my guest today. We have back Cote. And she is, many of you know, the founder and owner of FurLove Comfort Cats. And if you remember the previous time she was on, Joey, who's right here, was like a baby with huge ears. Tell us the story about him, because he's grown into his ears and now he's healthy. He almost died.
I know. About 2 weeks after we were on your show, Jan, Joey was taken terribly ill. He went down to 1.5 pounds, and he got a terrible diagnosis. He got a fatal diagnosis, which I'm not going to say what it was, because there's enough drama in the world without us adding to it. And I just cried and cried for a week. And then I said, I'm not going to cry anymore. Joey's going to get a miracle. And a whole bunch of people came together. Mendon Animal Hospital, Kevin Sullivan, an animal control officer, a young woman named Mandy, who's a veterinary technician. She took Joey into her home for 5 weeks so he could be in isolation in case he was contagious. He had people praying for him all over the world. He had people in the UK and in New Zealand and Australia and the United States. And he did. He got his miracle. So Joey went from 1.5 pounds to 7 pounds today, and he's the picture of health.
How old is he now, Kate?
He's 7 months, and he's very popular doing his comfort visits. He's not afraid of anything.
Well, he's part Siamese, right?
No, he's a full-blood Siamese.
Full-blood. No, has he been talking a lot?
Well, I'll tell you a cute story about Joey. Joey has been through now 5 collars. I make their collars myself.
Yeah.
And so this is his last permanent collar. But unfortunately, I made the collar too big for him.
Oh, no.
So the other day I came out of my office and he was talking and talking. He was telling me this big story. And I said, Joey, I wish I knew what you were telling me. It's pretty interesting. I went out to the parlor. When his collar fell off, he picked it up in his mouth and put it in front of my chair so I would have his collar. Yeah, that's what he was telling me. And so I came out and I said, I have a naked Siamese here. And but he put his collar in front of my chair, so I've since taken a few little tucks in it. And it's not too big on him now, but I want him to get used to that collar before we just go with that collar. Because he's still pretty small. I mean, he's got a lot of growing to do before he's full grown.
Kate brings her comfort cats to... Oh, my gosh. Tell us about where you go.
Well, I think we just picked up our 8th facility now. We're going to start a new facility in Woonsocket in February. Unfortunately, this has been the best winter of the year, but the ice storms have really kind of stung us, and we had to cancel for 2 ice storms, and another facility had a stomach virus, so they had to reschedule, but we'll be starting the new facility in February.
Where's that going to be?
Woonsocket. So I believe we'll be in 8 facilities now, and we have 2 private clients. And so what's interesting is, you just had that doctor on that was talking about costs and medical costs, and our program is growing because it is an inexpensive program. A lot of programs get $500 an hour, and we get $35. So a lot of facilities now are catching on to having us come in, because for a few $100s a month, they can have us for 2 hours for what they would pay somebody else to come in for an hour.
Exactly.
We have facilities now that we're in every week, and which is really awesome.
Where are you every week now? Where are you going?
We're in St. Camillus every week, and we're in the Overlook every week in Charlton. But we're really seeing some exciting things go on with FurLove. I actually taught a class last fall to a Messianic congregation at Douglas Camp Meeting about what the Bible says about animals. So that's really an interesting thing, because no one's ever really taught a class like that before, and it's all Bible-based.
And this You had this made, right?
They're actually magnets.
There you go. And they're oh my gosh, yeah. They could go right inside of your car. That's what it's for, right?
Yes, but I would have to re-register the car, so I don't want to do that. So I just carry them around with me.
I've always wondered about these magnets. I think it's a great way to advertise. I'm always afraid that somebody's going to rip it off.
I know. I'm sorry about making you work today, Jim. When you're a one-gal band, you put everybody to work.
Now, how many cats now do you have on your comfort list?
Well, there's 7 cats that are in the program. Daniel David, unfortunately, my other Siamese, has not come around yet, although Joey is working with him.
That means their cat is actually helping the other cat.
Yes, they do. This is really kind of interesting.
Wild.
But Joey is completely leash trained because another one of the comfort cats, Shira, leash trained him. Mm-hmm. So Shira goes out every night for a little walk. And Joey saw Shira going out for the walk, so he decided he wanted to go out with Shira.
Yeah.
And Shira leash trained him. So now Joey is all leash trained because he was trained by another cat.
I've never seen this or heard of this happening until I met Kate. Most cats that I've met aren't about to follow anyone, right? What makes these cats so different?
Well, because I let them be themselves. We were talking about, I quoted a little meme that was online this week that I saw. It said, God created cats to be the perfect killing machine, and then we insist on picking them up and kissing them and squeezing them.
Yeah.
And so everybody wants their cat to do what they want to do, what they want them to do, and I let them do what they want to do. So when we go out and we're doing visits, look at me looking at you. So I remember you from before.
I know.
Our cats actually go to the people. But I had a funny episode with Joey a few weeks ago. I have to tell you this because this will make you laugh. Joey is not afraid of anything. He's not afraid of dogs. He's not afraid of noises. So we were in this room with this man, and he's just the nicest man. I really have a heart for this man. He's very quiet. He's very polite. He's very calm. And I took Joey in to visit him, and Joey was like this, and his eyes were like this. And I thought, oh, my God.
He's afraid of the man. Yeah.
What is going on with this guy? Why would he be afraid of this particular man? And so I was trying to he climbed right over me, clawed right over me, got in the stroller, and he was like this in the stroller. And so the poor man said to me, he just wants to visit somebody else. And he said, just, that's all right. I said, no. I said, he's got a problem going on here, and I have to work it out with him. I have to figure this out. And I'm looking, and his eyes were like this. And I looked at Dave. Dave has a bushy beard.
Oh, okay.
And his beard, sticks out. And Joey had never seen anybody with a beard like that before. So he didn't know if he was an animal or if he was a man, or if he was a manimal. And it was the funniest thing. He just didn't, he was like, oh, I don't know about you. I don't like you. And he was processing all of that in his little mind, and people don't think about that with animals, that they're thinking and they're processing and they're learning. So then a few days later, we were in a facility, and I love to have their pictures taken with Santa. And it was the last visit before Christmas, and don't you know they had Santa in the facility. So I said, oh, can we have Joey's picture taken with Santa? And that Santa was just wonderful, so he said to me, would you like Santa to hold your little kitty? And I said, well, Santa, I said, Joey's working on beards right now.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't think that's a really good idea. Well, in all the Santa pictures, he's looking at Santa like this, checking out the beard, and now he's doing fine with people with beards.
Does he go back to see that gentleman now, and he's okay with it?
He hasn't been back since because, of course, with so many of them, I do try and rotate them in the facilities.
No, Kate, how can people get a hold of you if they're interested in having your service, bringing your kitties along?
Well, if you hold up our sign again.
We'll do the sign again. Kate Cote, C-O-T-E, and she's available for speaking engagements, serving the greater Worcester area, and, of course, providing comfort with the cats. And you can reach her at 508-476-3041, FurLoveComfortCats.com. That's her website. And if you want to reach her, Cat Lady, K-A-T, Cat Lady 109 at hotmail.com.
And we also have a Facebook page, which is FurLove Comfort Cats.
Oh, okay.
And this interview will actually be on our Facebook
Oh,
page.
that's
and
terrific.
So,
Yeah. So how many, you're at 7, you're going to 7 different facilities now.
8 facilities.
From Woonsocket, how far away are the rest of them?
Natick is our furthest facility, and we go there for 4 hours a month. We're there once a month in Natick. But boy, are we seeing some really interesting things with this program. We've been visiting a lady that we visit every week, and some of the people that we visit have lost the ability to speak.
Yeah.
You know, and they go on and on and on, and they smile, and you cannot understand what they're saying at all. And I've been visiting this woman for quite a while, and a couple of weeks ago I was sitting on her bed. She looked over at me and she said, "How do you keep them so quiet?"
Yeah.
And I almost fell right on the floor. I couldn't even believe it. And I said, "What?" And she said, "They're always so quiet. How do you keep them so quiet?" This woman has never, ever made sense when she spoke to me.
Yeah.
Well, now, that's like opened the floodgates for a miracle. I went to see her the next week.
Wow.
She started telling me this story about her cat. She made perfect sense. And in part of the story, she said to me, and you know, I said to Todd, and then she said, "Todd's my son, you know." Jan, I was almost in tears. I could not believe how wonderful that this woman was able to have a connected, sensible conversation with me.
Did you tell the staff this breakthrough?
Oh yes, and they couldn't believe it. And I taught, this is really kind of a silly thing, but I have no education whatsoever. So I'm very open-minded about things. When things happen, I just think it's wonderful and it's a miracle,
Yeah.
And I was talking to a staff member in another facility, and she said that can happen, with people. We forget that they're still in there, but they've kind of lost their way as to how to come out of where they are, But because of our program, our program, I keep saying this, our program's the only program like this in the entire world.
Yeah.
I let the cats be themselves, so there's nothing forced or engineered. I don't flop a cat on somebody, and although I have started to take people's hands and focus them on petting, because sometimes if somebody comes in and starts talking to them, they forget to pet the cat, and they kind of lose their way with that. So now I just take their hand and continue to pet, because of course too we have time restraints. We can usually only visit people for 10 or 15
That's
minutes.
it?
But it's one-on-one, so I get them in their room, I sit on their bed with them. We visit one man, and I have to say, this guy has kind of stolen my heart. He does not take visits from anyone but us, because he doesn't want anyone to see him in the facility. And, we think about people not getting visits because people don't visit them. But there are also people who don't want anyone to visit them, because they don't want them to see them like that. And we're the only ones he takes visits from.
Yeah.
And whenever I leave, he says to me, "You don't know what these visits mean to me."
Yeah.
He said, "You mean so much to me." And sometimes I get a little snivelly, because usually it doesn't bother me, but every so often someone comes along that kind of grips your heart, and he's looking at Glenn. He's like, "What's that guy sitting over there for?" He says, "What's he doing over there?"
One of the first cats you had on with us, Rael?
Yael.
How do you say it now?
Yael.
Yael. Yeah, okay, that was a girl cat.
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up, because that lady that started to talk to me, and you just proved my point. No one could ever say Yael's name. It's a Hebrew name, and it's from the Bible, and we don't have any American names that sound like that.
Yeah.
And this lady who has started talking to me, she was sitting there last week, and she was going, "Yael, right? Yael. Her name's Yael, isn't it?" You couldn't even say it. And she kept saying it.
Yeah.
And I said to her, I think that's a beautiful name, don't you? And she said, Yael, that's a beautiful name. And it was wild to think that that strange name.
Did she know Hebrew?
I don't know if she does or not, because I don't, because cats are very much in the moment. I'm very much in the moment. People all want to say, oh, well, what's going to happen tomorrow or yesterday or what's the history or whatever. And it's like, no, we're in this moment right now. Let's just experience this moment. I don't need to know a lot. Like, I don't know anybody's medical history or anything like that. I just sit down and I know they want to have a visit with the cat and whatever cat I'm working with, and that's what we focus on.
Do you think he'll come and sit with me?
I don't know, Jojo, you want to go sit with Jan? Oh, excuse me, I'm getting over a cold, so I wasn't sure if...
Look at this poor cat. What are you doing,
Remember now, speak positive, encouraging things to him.
No, baby.
Yep, sit him down, let him sit down on you. Let him just get himself comfortable. Yeah, I usually don't let anybody hold the cats because they don't really care for that.
We were talking about the importance of the purr on the human. My husband, he feels sick, he's in bed, but Ace, the male cat we have, won't let him out of his sight. And he'll purr. He'll get up on his chest and stare at him. He'll meow if he goes out. Oh, talk about attachment. But he knows, I think he knows Daddy's sick.
They know, though, because, like, Zoe Rose was visiting an elderly lady a few weeks ago, and Zoe Rose is very light. So she got up on the woman's chest and right where the woman could see her. And this lady was just beside herself with the visit. So Rose had a big flower on her collar, But Samson is a very big cat. He never gets on anyone. He always lays right next to them, like he knows he's too big to get on anyone. But Zoe Rose knows that she's light, so she gets on the people, and Joey will cuddle next to people too. He doesn't usually get on them.
I remember those ears when I first met this cat. Holy mackerel, the ears are humongous. This poor little baby, he's growing into them.
Oh yeah, and in fact, his brother Daniel David had huge ears too, and now his ears are on the small side, and his face has changed differently too. And I'm hoping that someday I'll be able to work with him and Daniel David together. Yeah. I think people would really enjoy seeing that.
Kate, again, how can people get a hold of you?
Well, they can get a hold of us.
You can hold the sign.
I'll hold the sign this time. FurLoveComfortCats.com. You can get a hold of us at 508-476-3041. I'm usually home till noontime to take your call. You can email me at catlady109, that's catlady with a K, 109 at hotmail.com. And we're also on Facebook at FurLove Comfort Cats.
Now, you have a radius of how far you'd go, or you just be pretty open?
I don't know. I'm terrible. I never check directions, and sometimes I end up going to places a lot further than I wish I hadn't taken on. Like, we have a client in Natick, and it's our longest day of the month because it's a 4-hour visit and it's a 3-hour commute. So, of course, the cats sleep in the back of the car. And, one night we were stuck in traffic for 3 hours going home, and it was horrible. Oh, my God, what a trip that was. And I was lost. They rerouted everybody off of Route 9, and I was hysterical. I didn't get home till 8 o'clock at night. But I love the facility, and that's the thing about doing these visits. I make friends with the people that we visit. The people say that we visit that they don't consider me a contractor. They consider us their friend,
They see you guys coming and they think, fun.
But we've actually sat with people at the end of their lives. The cats have been with people when they were dying. Hospice care has talked to me about having the cats come because there again, our program is so specialized. The cats act like normal cats, and so Of course, the big joke is with Sammy. Sammy gets in bed with everyone. He goes to sleep. And at first, I used to get kind of mad at Sammy. It was like, Sammy, get up, they're paying us to come. Sammy, you can't be sleeping like this. But everybody loves it because he's so natural.
Look at this.
He comes in and he goes to sleep with people. And that's what I want. I don't want it to be a circus act. I don't want 50 million people coming in and yelling and screaming and carrying on. And, I want the cats to be at peace. I want the people to be at peace. We shut the TVs off. I'm very proud to say I did win that battle when I started out. Everybody would get up in arms. The staff was like, you can't shut their TVs off. They're watching that. And I said, they're watching TV.
Yeah.
They don't need a visit from us because I'm not going to be the yelling over television, and now the staff members go around and they turn everybody's TVs off or they mute them. And it's funny because I just go in and shut them off, but the people will say, oh, can we mute your television just for a minute? And they go, shut that right off. I don't need that. And, some of the facilities are very good, they just play music or whatever, but you go to some facilities, you have 4 people in one room with 4 different TVs blaring, and I was laughing because on Sunday I met a new lady that I made friends with, and she said, I hate noise. I don't have TV. Yeah. She said, that would bother me to have all that noise. And I was thinking, well, there's 2 of us in the world that, can't stand a lot of noise. And people used to say to me when I started out, well, just because you don't like noise, but I have a hard time functioning. I get very distracted. It's okay, buddy.
Okay.
It's okay. Don't jump in the plant now, Joey. Come on.
It's not real.
Come on. Well, that's all right, but we don't want to have an episode. That's okay. Good boy.
He's all right, sweet pea.
Good boy.
He's going to be longer, too, isn't he? Is he going to get big?
He's going to be very tall. Daniel David, when he sets up, is about this tall. Okay, Joey, keep coming. Come on. We have a Jewish client that we visit, and she always says, just give him a push in the tush. Good boy. What a good boy you are.
Have you gone at all over to Notre Dame in Worcester?
I've talked to them.
They're not? Okay.
Yeah, that didn't work out.
How about Christopher House up there?
People usually contact me. And like I said, actually, I just got invited to a cat show in Natick in February, and I turned them down because, believe it or not, we only have 5 open working days in our calendar. And when those 5 days are gone, that's going to be it. So I don't want to actively be soliciting clients and then not, have to disappoint people. And we're in one facility that we have a private client in now, and the activities person in there is trying to get them to hire us as part of their activities. So I'm trying to be, I have a funny thing about growing businesses because I've had more than one business in my life, and I had one business that went great guns, and then it just petered right out. And so with FurLove, I thought, I want to build FurLove, carefully and calmly, and just build a book of business that's going to be repeat business.
Well, you succeeded.
And so...
Yeah. When I met you, you were first starting out.
Yep. And I think this is going to be our 5th year. And it's interesting because I look around and I see a lot of businesses that when they hit their 5th year, they go under.
Yeah.
And we're continuing...
No, you're going the other way.
Yeah, we're continuing to grow, but it was because... I didn't skyrocket with FurLove, and because I don't want to be all stressed out and
you were
spread
patient.
too thin either. And I don't want the cats to be all stressed out.
Yeah. Now, when they're at home, they all get along. This is crazy. You said some of the ones who've already doing okay take kind of under their wing a newcomer.
Yes.
My cat, we adopted the little girl cat. He was, we had to keep them separated for a while.
Yeah, no, that's not how it works in my house. In fact, we have a cat that's outside that we've been feeding. And, excuse me. And my cats want to invite him in to live with us. And so every night he comes and he bangs on my door, and they're like, "Oh my God, he's hungry, go and feed him."
Yeah.
And I think this cat has a home,
Yeah.
and they want him to live with us. And like I open the door, he tries to run in, and it's because of the way I've raised them. You know, there were always cats coming in. In fact, this is just an interesting story about Joey, but when Joey was sick, I didn't know Joey was sick because the other cats were keeping him warm.
Oh.
And his temperature was actually 6 degrees below normal. And I was checking his temperature, and he seemed warm because the other cats were keeping him warm.
Look at that tail.
I know.
That's a real tail. Oh.
Let me get a drink. Oh.
Oh.
I know he's looking at me.
How did he curls it perfectly? Is he doing that on purpose like that, or just
He always does this.
That's pretty cute. It's like he's posing for a picture.
I know, we were visiting a lady the other day, and she kept taking his tail, and she said, "What is that?" And I said, "It's his tail." And she said, "I have never felt anything like that in my life."
It's so skinny. But that's
I
part of the
know.
breed, isn't
Yes,
it? Yeah.
yes,
Because I know our cat's tails are a little fatter than that.
yes. It's not much bigger when he fluffs it up.
Well, they fluff it up when they're scared, right? They get.
Or they get angry, too, and they want to look, they want to look terrifying.
So, are you booked? How much are you booked now in the future? Are you?
Every month we're booked. We have, we have regular clients that book us every month.
Yeah. And people who want you to come to your home, she does give home visits, right?
Yeah.
So if somebody is interested in reaching you, we've talked about your phone number, and you would go to someone's home, facilities. I still think it'd be great to have a pet coming into, if you're going in for surgery, pre-op. I know for me, I would love to have like a basset hound go in. Put a little, what do you call it? Scrubs on him and have him come up on the bed. Oh, I guess hospitals are, and I understand, they're worried probably about germs or somebody's allergic. How do you handle that, Kate? When you go somewhere and they say, oh, that person's allergic, don't go in there. What do you do?
I have a special gift. It's really kind of funny. I walk into a facility, and I'm like, okay, they want to visit. They don't. Yeah. They do. They don't.
Yeah.
And it's funny because the staff will come run over and then go, "Oh, visit Mary," and I go, "Mary doesn't want to visit." And I could tell just by looking at people.
Mm. Yeah, you can tell. Oh, hi. Glenn's giving me the signal.
Glenn's giving us the high side.
So, before we close, tell them again how to reach. You want me to read it again?
Sure.
Okay. This is how you can reach her if you want her to. If you have a loved one or a friend who could really use a home comfort visit from the cats, somebody who's in a facility. Now,
Joey.
FurLove Comfort Cats, Kate Cote, 508-476-30 or 3041. You can go to her website, FurLoveComfortCats.com, or you can email her at catlady109@hotmail.com. Is there any significance to that number 109?
There was 108 other cat ladies before me.
So she was 108?
There were there was 108 other cat ladies. So that I had to take cat lady 109.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking businesses. Okay. I thought for a second you meant that there were that many other businesses doing this, and you're unique.
Yeah, no, we're the only one in the world. We're the only business like this. The cats are, it's my own method. Look at this one. This is my own method. My own method of working with the cats.
Did you bring him in the carriage today?
No, I put him in a little purse because he's still small enough. Yeah. And in case I didn't get to say this, I want to give a shout out in case anybody wants to help us with this. In spite of the fact that Joey was so ill and out of my hands for so many weeks, we only have a very small vet bill. But if people would like to make a donation, they can contact me. It's a few $100s, and they're going to let me make payments. But if anybody would like to help, with Joey's care, to help, fund his veterinary care. And again, it was Mendon Animal Hospital that really saved Joey, because had he gone anywhere else, they would have instantly just put him to sleep.
Glenn brought their cat.
Yeah, they would have. Joey would have immediately been euthanized when he was sick, and Dr. Dahlbeck was super. With Joey. She said that, actually, I heard what she said was because he had so many people praying for him, she wanted him to have a shot at getting a miracle.
So you
and of course
you highly
he did.
recommend Mendon.
They've
Animal
been
Hospital.
very, very good to us,
Okay.
and she's got good clinical skills. A lot of vets rely on tests and things like that, but she has good clinical skills where she relies on her own judgment and her own training, and that's what I like.
They sure brought him through.
I know, because he was so sick. I really didn't think.
I would keep hearing from Kate in my emails how sick he was. I went, oh my God, is he going to make it? And he didn't make it. Look at him, he's getting big. Kate, well, she'll be back. You can count on that. Thanks for being with us again. And I never know who she's going to bring. I had a feeling it would be Joey today, because he's a miracle himself. I'll never know. Next time we will just have to wait and see.
I know. Maybe it'll be Daniel David. That would be wonderful. Daniel David's a Blue Point Siamese.
Yeah.
And he makes, and I shouldn't keep saying this, but he makes Joey look like a mongrel. I mean, he is so...
Have I met him?
No, Daniel David I can't handle Daniel David. He has issues. I don't know whether he has vision problems or what I cannot get anywhere near him. I can't touch him. Every so often he will come over and touch his nose to my hand.
Yeah.
But if I talk to him or
That's it.
he runs away, I mean, I cannot ever get near him.
That's unusual in your cat.
Yes.
Oh boy, because all your cats are like, they're your full friend. Gotta go. Thank you for being with us.
Thanks for having us
We'll see you again.
Peace and purrs.
Peace and purrs. See you next time.